We have problems with the screen. Let's delay the launch.
No, it's fine. Launch as planned.
You know, you got to wonder, how often does this happen? I mean, is there any thought given? I doubt there's boardrooms, but the point being, do they actually ever consider the long-term effect?
My screen looks off. What can you do?
Give us a few and we will make it right.
I guess not, since, look, as that customer pointed out, he's having trouble with his screens. All right, so AI slot. But anyways, the point being, as you can see here posted, as I show you on the official launch page, a lot of people are disappointed. They've been waiting for this for a long time. And we do have our first look and unboxing of the Helegaly, the Hero Legend Game Alley Action Pie. So today we're going to take a look, unbox, and give our first impressions. But we do know that there's a potential screen issue. Deadfred's old eyes are not sensitive to this. I didn't even see the Retroid Pocket Mini issue until it was opened up, and now I know what it is, but I never would have seen it just from playing. But some people are very sensitive, so users over in China have rightfully so questioned whether this is a quality, and the company is rightfully so delayed the launch. So anyways, let's take a look at and unbox. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of our content. Anyways, let's dive in and check out the Action Pie.
Hey dudes, don't forget to like and subscribe to Retro Gaming with Deadfred and ring that bell.
In these challenging times, we could all use a friend who is loyal, a friend who will stay by your side, a friend that you can rent. That's right. Come on down to Deadfred Pets. And for just $29.99, you can spend 2 hours with your new best furry friend. Take them for a walk. Take them for a jog. Throw something and have them retrieve it. You can do it all with, no wait, renting pets? That sounds like an awful idea. And I don't own a pet store or a rental service. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Or welcome to the channel for the first time, new deadheads. Today, we're going to take a look at the Helegaly. So, who is Helegaly?
Are you Helegaly?
I am here to bring you 4 inches of high-resolution joy.
Oh boy. No, but just kidding. More AI slop. But who is Helegaly? Or Helegaly? Or however you say that. Well, we first saw them not as Helegaly necessarily, but we first got contact with something they created when we touched the K56. Now that was released by their partner Kinhank. So we like that quite a bit. They are actually going to be selling their version of it as well on their home page. So there is that option, but we liked it quite a bit. This, though, is the first one that they, as a company themselves, are promoting and shipping and selling with their brand new storefront. As you saw in the beginning of this video, they had a little bit of launch difficulties, but as of the filming of this part of the video, they have kind of sorted it out and isolated it to a certain color of the handheld and maybe a certain run of the production. So anyways, let's start as always with the box. And the box here is nice. So we already have seen that this company is not trying to be just another e-waste company. They're trying to hit the reasonable market right around where Ambernick's at, but actually give a lot of quality. I really like the design of this box. It is very reminiscent of the Powkiddy dark boxes that we've seen in their X line. This has the picture of the console on the front along with the name. Now, what is Helegaly? Hero Legend Game Ally. I like that quite a bit. I think it's very clever. So, Helegaly it is. Looking around the rest of the box, again, we have the name along with the full title to kind of explain what Helegaly is. There is nothing on the back. On the side, we do have our colors. So you can see here, it does come in 3 colors on the box, plus the blue one that we have here. There is also going to be a pink colorway that is released. I think they had a little bit of change with their colors at the last minute, so it may vary. By the time you see this video, there could be a bunch of different colors, or ones that you thought were available may not be available. But old Deadfred likes the GameCube color stuff, so we went with the GameCube color. Taking this out of the box though, and looking inside, and we have, again, a premium type looking box. The first thing we're greeted with are a couple of cards. So we do have this first card here, which kind of gives an overview of the handheld itself. Now, this is sporting the brand new all-winner A527, which is an octa-core ARM Cortex. This has 2 gigs of LPDDR3 RAM, 16 gigs of onboard storage, passive cooling, a beautiful 4-inch high-res 960 by 720 frame, 720p screen, HDMI 2 out, along with Bluetooth and built-in Wi-Fi, running on Linux on a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, all at around $70. So guys, they're giving you a lot. This is in the realm of what Magic X is trying to do in this same space. We do have the manual here, which goes in a little more deeper for it. Manual's quite basic, but that's okay. The manual, interestingly enough, is all in English, nothing in Mandarin or Chinese, but I do think this is launching overseas, so maybe this is particular for that. Taking the rest of the package out, we do have our typical tray, and looking and hiding beneath the tray is a USB cord. So our USB A to C cord, no surprise there. We do have a screen protector accessories and a nice package. Usually this stuff is just laying loose, but kind of nice. And then we do have a screen protector. Now this is actually a good screen protector. It's not the flimsy kind. This is the tempered kind. So really nice of them. Again, they put together a really nice package that I think looks attractive and is nice, and sort of sets the tone for what we're about to see in the handheld itself. Let's get all of this put back in the package though, and let's take a look at the handheld and get our first impressions on the Action Pi. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to take a moment to talk about this guy. Yes, this is Powkiddy's newest, the V90S. Now, if you know anything about the original V90, it was a bit of a janky little console, but it won over the hearts of gamers everywhere because it really was the only clamshell that was available at that time. But now we have the V90S. We want to thank our friends at AliExpress for sending this over. We've been using this console quite a bit. Go check out our initial impression video. But let me tell you, this guy has a lot of charm. He has a lot going for it, including this little slick area down right here. Make sure you hit my influencer page to check out the code so you can save on items like this and much more. Anyways, again, thanks to our sponsor AliExpress for sending over this great handheld, and to Powkiddy for making the follow-up that we all wanted. Back to the show. Now that we have the handheld out, let me tell you that upon picking this up for the first time, and I pick up a lot of handhelds, this felt so nice to hold. It is solid. There's no rattling. The plastic is good plastic with a nice coating on it. It has a nice shape to it. It feels good to hold. So my immediate reaction to this was like, yeah, this is kind of what I hoped. Because to be critical, to be skeptical, I expected the hype to not really match. But let me tell you guys, this thing feels nice in the hands. It feels a lot like a smaller version, no surprise, of the K56. And as I show them here side by side. Now, this is, you could think of it as a smaller K56. There's a little bit of design differences here, like on the back, it's not quite the same. But this guy has a nice little solid feel to it. It doesn't feel cheap in any kind of way like a toy or anything like that. Now, this GameCube colorway is really nice, mimicking the GameCube color. But as always, let's test the buttons. And yes, the buttons feel really nice. They have a good travel distance to them. They don't feel connected but I'm not sure about that because they move a little bit. But they have a good travel distance. They feel good. They click well. I love the color scheme. They're not overly loud. And then the start and select button, not loud either. Moving on to the D-pad, there was some concern by some people with the D-pad, but let me tell you, this is a nice D-pad, guys. It's the same D-pad that I'm pretty sure the same D-pad that's on the K56, and I like it. It may be a little small for some people's taste, but it has a really good pivot to it. It sits up high enough, and it really does keep a lot of traction. When I used it to play the games, I had no problems with that. Now, moving on to the sticks, we have our yellow and gray, just like on the GameCube. Now, this is where a little bit of change. On the K56, we had some texture around the sticks that I really like. I like those sticks that have texture. These don't have that. They're more smooth. In fact, that's one thing about this. This is a lot more smoother than the K56. The K56 had a lot of texture to it. But these sticks are good. They're switch style sticks, so they could be prone. I don't know if they're Hall effect or not, but they're decent sticks. They feel good. They're on the bottom where they should be for what this can play. I like it quite a bit. Moving around the rest of the handheld, and we have some really nice shoulder buttons. Quiet. If you like the shoulder buttons, it can be about as quiet as can be. These are going to be up there with them. They feel like really tight micro switches. I don't know if they are, but they don't feel cheap. They feel good, again, in the quality of this. Looking at the bottom, and we do have two USB ports, one for OTG, one for charging. We have a headphone jack, and then we have just one TF card slot. Now, that may be a little bit of a disappointment overall. I prefer 2 slots, but hey, they gave you 16 gigs of eMMC on this thing. So, you know what? I guess it's not that bad at all. On the top here, we do have an HDMI port along with our volume rocker, and then we have our power and our home button. Now, this is missing a function button. The home button doesn't really work that way. I do think they missed out a little bit on that, but this thing overall is pretty good. There is a bit of a grip here on the side. It has the butt humps on the back. We do have the Helegaly name back here on it that's stamped. It looks really nice. So overall, again, and then the star of the show, this really nice 4.02-inch screen that is at 960 by 720, giving us a really nice high resolution 4:3 aspect ratio, which we like quite a bit. So yes, this guy feels great, but let's hop in and check out the software and talk about that for a minute. Hey Deadhead, sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to talk to you today about the Kinhank K56. This is an amazing handheld, a 5.5-inch, very comfortable to hold handheld, but even better, our friends at Kinhank have put this with a fully curated, awesome ROM collection that has everything set up for beginners. So if you want to purchase this for somebody that just wants to grab and play, this is the perfect handheld for that. When I got this for a review, I was really impressed with the curation aspect of it. Now, the price of this is a little bit more, but with my coupons and our friends over at AliExpress, you can get this at a good price. Again, this is the Kinhank K56, and it is a handheld that I like a lot, especially for its awesome curated ROM collection. It can play reliably up through N64, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, Nintendo DS. It can also dabble just a little bit in PS2 and GameCube. Anyways, check my description at the bottom for your codes to save. And we want to thank our friends at AliExpress as always for sponsoring this video. We'll see you next time. Back to the show. Booting this up, we boot into Batocera. So because this is running the all-winner A527, we previously reviewed that in the Game MT Max 6. Now that handheld was running Android and recently got Gamma OS support, which is really awesome. This one, though, is running Linux, and so we don't have Android. This is not a touchscreen, which means Linux is a better place for this to be, actually. So getting experience with this, it does run Batocera. As of the filming of this video, there really isn't any other custom firmware at this time. I really hope the community picked this up. I hope that Helegaly will support the custom firmware developers and send them units, because it really could experience from that. Batocera itself has a lot of good going for it. It is a great OS that is well developed for the computer, but moving into the handheld scene, it still has a lot to desire. Nully, for example, which is a fork of it, is actually a much better overall version. So we do have the normal Batocera running through this. As I show some gameplay footage, let's talk about my experience here playing with this. Again, the hardware is excellent. I cannot stress how great the hardware is. If there's anything wrong with the screen, I can't see it. I don't see it, or it didn't happen to my handheld here. Now, let's talk about this new CPU, the all-winner A527. Like it was on the E6 Max, this will get a little warm. As I was playing, there was warmth back here on this side that I could feel coming through. Now, this is passive cooling. There's no fan or anything like that, but it did get a little warm. It reminded me of something like the Trim UI Smart Pro. So if you've experienced that, expect something similar to that. For me, it's not overly a problem. It doesn't burn my hand. It's not hot or anything like that. And this thing doesn't need grips. So I really didn't see it as being a problem, but I do want to point that out. Now, as far as this playing and software and what it can do, this thing can reliably play up to PS1, no problem. Now, once we go past PS1 and we start to get into Dreamcast, N64, PSP, Nintendo DS, and etc., it's going to perform those very well as well. This thing is going to be at a level a little bit above the Rockchip 3566. Now, initially, we had hoped that this would, with benchmarks and numbers, start tapping into PS2 and GameCube, but don't look for that here. It's not really going to do it. You might be able to get something up and running on this, but just like it was with the Game MT, it's not going to really be a good experience. And at the price point, you shouldn't expect it for what we're getting nowadays. So we have Batocera. It does have built-in Wi-Fi. It has a 5,000 milliamp battery. Now, battery life on this, for me, it's been good. I've been using this for 3 or 4 days now, and sleeping at night with it, waking up, it's not losing a whole lot of battery overnight. It's losing the normal what you expect with Linux, and it seems to last a whole long time. I last charged this about a day ago, and it's at 73%. So I'm getting good battery life. It has a huge battery in it, which is a good advantage for it. But overall, let's sum this video up, this unboxing and first impressions. And yes, I like this a lot. Not trying to hype it, not trying to shield it. I bought this myself. This was not sent to me. I went out and purchased it. I actually was able to get one before they shut the store down. And they were grateful enough to send it to me. But I like it quite a bit. I don't have a lot of bad to say about this. I'd like to see custom firmware, but at $70, this is quickly probably becoming the best one. Now, the question is it a better experience than the RG40XX, which is probably the closest thing to compare it to with a 4-inch screen? The screen is great. It's a better screen, despite what the reports have been. The software on Anbernics is great. Anbernic is a great device. The Magic X may have something coming out, but you're getting the whole package, a long battery life, or let me rephrase it, a big battery, hopefully a long battery life. You're getting Wi-Fi built in. You're getting a great build quality that doesn't rattle. You're getting a nice screen, and you're getting reliable emulation that can match and possibly exceed a 3566 in most times. In fact, with better software, it may go further than that in the future. So overall, I like this quite a bit. I'm very impressed with it. It is exactly as good as I thought it could be, and I'm definitely recommending this. And it's a great job for their first official handheld that they've launched. Now, we'll see over time what problems creep up. They are launching new. There's bound to be something to go wrong with this once it gets in the hands of many more people. People do things to these handhelds that I don't do, and they discover stuff. So I'm not saying this is by any means perfect, but it's a very encouraging launch. I'm really hopeful for this company and for their future. Anyways, guys, as always, let me know what you think. Do you think that it looks good? Are you interested in this? I know there's a lot of handhelds coming out to spend your money on, but I like this, and I think it's a great handheld. Anyways, remember to hug your loved ones and love your hugged ones, because tomorrow is never promised. We'll see you next time, Deadheads. By the way, pray for all those victims of the floods here in Central Texas where I'm at. Terrible stuff. Stay strong, people. We'll see you next time.